Hey everyone, welcome back to From Concept to Code. My name is Rue from Pixelspace, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own plumbing website in under 10 minutes. Are you a plumber? Do you need a website? Do you have a website that looks really bad? Maybe. If so, you can use Lovable.dev to create your own site in under 10 minutes. There's no excuses anymore to get something published. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start directly on Lovable.dev. Sometimes I use Gemini, sometimes I use GPT to discuss what it is I'm looking to build. I think that's a really great idea if you just want to kind of bounce off ideas. With Lovable, you can use the voice function to record your voice, the prompt that you want, and then you can build it out. So what I like to do normally is to use something like Gemini or ChatGPT to get going and to build out my idea. But with this one today, I'm actually going to talk directly to Lovable using its voice mode. Hey Lovable, I want to build a plumbing website for my plumbing business. Some things that I think are really important are showcasing my services, showcasing a bit of history about me, how to find me, maybe some ratings as well of previous work that I've done, a gallery so that you can see some of the previous work if you think that's relevant. And then obviously I think that the most important thing generally when someone's looking for a plumber is ease in terms of finding their contact details. So I want a mobile number at the very top right hand side. I'm assuming that I'm an individual plumber. I'm not a large-scale plumbing business, so I'm just going to give my mobile number and allow people to contact me directly. I don't need any kind of forms. We'll have an email on the site as well. I'm going to stop recording. I do like using the chat function, and it's a shame I don't think I'm going to get to use the chat function because we're still in this prompting phase. It might try and jump straight into the implementation. Let's see what it does. I'm going to try this though. Let's chat about this first. Okay, I pressed go, and I've said let's chat about this first. So hopefully it will come back to me with a discussion rather than trying to jump straight into the implementation. If it does jump straight into the implementation, it's not a problem at all. We'll work with it. Questions? Hey, I'm happy with that. We're going to nail the design and the content. I'm glad that it came out with that. So questions. Oh, this is new. I haven't actually seen this. There's a questions box with multiple questions. What design style resonates with your plumbing business? Clean and professional, bold and distinctive, warm and local. I'm going to go warm and local, and I love that there's an other option as well. That's quite cool. What are your main service offerings? I wonder if this is multi-select. Emergency plumbing, residential services, commercial services, specialized work. I'm gonna say that, I do a lot of home installations, repairs and maintenance. Hey, it is multi-select. But I also sometimes do a lot of emergency plumbing. People need me in their time of need. Do you have an existing content ready to use? Business name and logo. No, I don't actually have that content right now. If I did, I could just upload that by clicking the little plus button, pressing attach, and putting in all the images that I wanted to. But I'm gonna say not yet, and that'll generate me a bunch, which is really helpful. What design style resonates with your plumbing business? Okay, these are just the results to all my questions. That's great. I'm hoping again that we'll get to chat about it a little bit more, but I didn't have chat mode on when I pressed that button. I actually don't know if having chat mode on while pushing that button would do anything. I haven't actually seen that little pop-up window before. I'm really happy that that's there. I know that Lovable have a great team that are always working on these new wonderful features. So, okay, we're getting straight in. Didn't have a chance to talk about it a little bit more. I've really wanted from the start to have the chat function on the homepage. And if Lovable, you're watching this, come on, please add it. I'll go back into your Discord and start complaining again. It's fine, they're very responsive and nice. Perfect, let me create a warm, community-focused plumbing website with those emergency and residential services. I'll generate all the content and make it look welcoming and professional. Now, I didn't tell it which areas I service, which I would have done if we chatted a little bit more. So that's unfortunate. Local to where? That's okay, we work with this. The thing that's really important here is the prompting. So that is why normally I go and I discuss with Gemini or I discuss with GPT or other models are available, just kind of the concept first, and then I paste the prompt into here, because then I don't have to worry about it going ahead and jumping the gun. But we move. So what do we have? We have some generated images, a header, you know, at the top we have the hero section, which is going to be the big first thing that you see on the page, a services section, an about section, testimonials, a gallery, a contact, and then the footer at the bottom. So it looks right now like we're going for a single page site. What I'd like to do is probably split the services into their own kind of page so that I can look at the services, because I'm thinking that I might want to explain in a little bit more detail about my services. So whilst that's going on, I'm actually going to click the chat button here and start talking to Lovable. Hey Lovable, I know it doesn't understand this. Hey Lovable, I'm disappointed that you jumped in straight for the development. I would have loved to have chatted with you before we got going, but that's okay. So a few things to note, which I think we didn't implement here. I actually only service Gloucestershire in the United Kingdom, and you know, if you pay a lot of money, I can maybe do some far out emergency work, but you know, I'm not quite sure. So something to keep in mind is really important. Now, for the services, I actually would like to have a full-on services page, but if I click on a certain service from the home page, I want you to open it out into a services page with the individual ID of the page. So every service that I have will have its own page. Now, Lovable know what I'm talking about, but basically what it does is it creates a route which might be /services/ and then a slug. So a unique identifier for what that service is that we're going to provide. And in this scenario, I don't want it to be the UUID as the slug. I want it to be the name of the service that's in a proper URL format. So we'll allow, we'll put that in place. So I want to be able to click on all of my services. Maybe, you know, we've got these 4 services here. I actually have 12 services. And so I need to be able to see all of them, whether that's scrolling or view more, or you make it more compact so that we don't have these 4 giant boxes. We have a 4x3 grid of smaller service items we can click on. So I'm going to stop there. Now, I could allow it like it just did to just start developing things and you know, give its best go at it, but I want to be able to verify what we're creating here. So I'm going to put it into chat mode. I'm going to press enter. You can see I waffled at it for a while. I was talking to you, the camera, for a while as well while still recording, and it understands. It's not going to get caught up. It's not going to start thinking it's a camera, so we don't have to worry. No worries at all, I completely understand. Let's chat through this properly before making any changes. So what I'm hearing, location services, Gloucester. I have 12 services, not just 4. And then we're gonna have a URL structure. Clicking on the service navigates to that service page, fine. Home page, 4 large cards won't cut for 12 services. So you want a 4x3 grid of smaller clickable cards. That's perfect as well. A few more questions, what are your 12 services? I don't know. So, make an assumption on the 12 services. I'm not a plumber. I'm building this for my good friend Barry, the plumber. And yeah, I think your second question, I lost what that is. What's your actual phone number? Yeah, I'm happy with your placeholder, but I don't want it in Australian format. I want it in Gloucester, UK format, please. Pro Plum. We're gonna call it Barry the plumber. He's a very straightforward guy. It's Barry the plumber. Now, brilliant. I love Barry the plumber. I'm glad. Thank you. Business name Barry the plumber, Gloucester, UK mobile. I'll assume something like barrytheplumber.co.uk. Perfect. And then we have all these 12 services, so I'm grateful that it's came up with them for me. And then we're going to implement the plan here, just so we can get cracking. We have a gallery, some recent work. This is all AI image generated. We can replace them with real stuff. It's all going to be hosted and stored in the front end, so there's no database here. We could integrate that later on if we wanted to manage the products and update them with some kind of interface or through a back end, but we don't have to worry about that for now because this code, this website's going to basically stay the same, and we don't need to introduce those extra costs for having some kind of managed service for us right now. You can see I've got the details here. Currently it says Greater Sydney. It thinks I'm in Australia. I'm not. 24-hour service, emergency service, email info@proplum.com, phone number there as well, perfect. Call an emergency line. So our recent work, what customers say, that's great. Your local plumbing expert. If I wanted to update any of this information, I could easily just go and tell Lovable what I want and it would update it for me. And if I'm happy and I want to go live, which you do as quickly as you can after putting something like this together, you click publish. You could click publish straight away and it will generate you a domain. So it will generate you a .lovable.app domain. Alternatively, you could change the beginning of it to be Barry the Plumber or whatever you wanted it to be. And you could add your own custom domain by clicking the connect domain button and just following the instructions. So there we have it. There is our website in under 10 minutes. We are waiting for this extra page just to generate now. Once this finishes loading, we'll just get the services available to us, which we can then click through. So, Barry the Plumber, professional plumbing services across Gloucestershire. Call Barry, view services. Here we go. I actually need a radiator installation. So I'm going to click on that. You can see radiator installation. You notice that when the page loaded, it loaded halfway down. You need to just prompt Lovable and say, hey Lovable, when I load a new page, always start the page at the top. It's called scroll to top, and then it will make sure that your page loads at the top. But basically here, we've got an amazing page to see this service. We could add in images and anything else that we wanted to. We could email Barry. That email button, I'll probably just update that to be the straight up email because we haven't got that link to anything. Alternatively, we could make sure that you click that button and it loads your email application. Or what some people like doing is putting in a custom form so that you can submit directly on the platform. It's a really great way to do things, to use custom forms. With Lovable, it's a bit more of an integration because you have to integrate something like resend to send the emails, which you can prompt it to do. It's just a little bit more work. Web-free forms is a really simple mail provider. You just kind of copy, follow this process. You copy this code and take the access key that they give you, and you can put it in here, and then when someone submits the email, it'll go directly to you, and that's free. So it's a really good hack if you want free emails, but they'd only send to you. So that's the one thing you have to be conscious of. Other than that, we've got our site. We could adapt the colors and the theme and the design and the imagery as we want to, but we have Barry the Plumber's website now, which I'm really happy for. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to get going on your own plumbing website, then there's no excuse now. You can get started, and if you need any help, just reach out to us and we're happy to help you with it as well. Feel free to go and view our other tutorials. If you want to find out how to publish your domain, or if you want any tips and tricks about Lovable, we're there to help you. So thank you very much for your time.